This is the case of tricuspid valve atresia, detransposition of gate arteries with ASD and BSD. Congenital heart disease is usually tough to explain. I am trying to explain it. In this image, this is apical four-chamber view. This is right atrium. This is right ventricle. Obviously, this is left atrium and this is left ventricle. So, largest chamber is left ventricle in this image, apical four-chamber view. Tricuspid valve atresia. Why? Because valve is not opening, at the same time valve is thickened, obviously fibrous, and so much shining. You can see the valve is shining. This valve is shining very much, indicating fibrosed. So this is the case of tricuspid valve atresia. So all blood from, at the same time you can see interatrial septum aneurysm. You can see this is the interatrial septum aneurysm. This portion is interatrial septum aneurysm. So aneurysm, you can see aneurysm also. Aneurysm with perforation. Okay. Now the next image, again you can see in this image, this is parasternal long axis view. This is left atrium, this is left ventricle, and this is pulmonary artery, and this is aorta. Aorta is anterior, that is in upper part of the skin. Pulmonary artery is posterior, that is below the aorta. So we call aorta anterior to pulmonary artery in this image. This is pulmonary artery, this is aorta. This is left atrium, left ventricle, this is left ventricle, and this portion is right ventricle. Right ventricle is small in size, you can easily appreciate. Again the same picture. So whenever pulmonary artery arises from left ventricle, it immediately in the initial part it goes posteriorly. So that is the finding. Whenever you find great artery starting from left ventricle and going posteriorly immediately in initial phase, that means it is pulmonary artery, that is in transposition of great arteries. So that is the finding that you have to note. That is also being said in my previous video. So this is pulmonary artery, that is upper one is aorta, and both are parallel, especially in the initial part. So whenever you find parallel, that means transposition. And in this case, as the LA is connected to LV, so this is called detransposition of great arteries. Again, four-chamber view. In tricuspid valve atresia, ASD is vital. Without ASD, child will not. So this is the ASD, you see. So tricuspid valve atresia, all the blood collected within the left atrium has to go into right atrium. No way. There must be ASD, and this is the ASD with interatrial septal aneurysm. So this ASD you can easily appreciate in this view. Again you see the ASD. this is ASD. This is right atrium. Just want to write, this is right atrium and this is left atrium. The next image, again the 4-chamber view. This is parasternal long axis view, and this is a structure that is coming into left atrium is intral atrial septal aneurysm, that is coming into left atrium. This is pulmonary artery, this is aorta. Aorta is mainly coming from right ventricle. This is BSD, and this BSD is giving blood to right ventricle, and then from right ventricle to pulmonary artery. That is the circulation in this case. So overall circulation, blood is coming from all from vena cava into right atrium, from right atrium to left atrium through ostium secundum ASD, from left atrium to left ventricle through mitral valve, from mitral valve through BSD to right ventricle, and right ventricle to pulmonary artery, and right ventricle to aorta, and left ventricle to pulmonary artery. The circulation is from right atrium to left atrium to left ventricle through BSD to right ventricle to aorta, and left ventricle to pulmonary artery. That is how circulation is maintained in this case. In this image, simply remember, flow from right atrium comes into left atrium, then left ventricle to pulmonary artery, and through BSD blood is also coming into right ventricle, from right ventricle to aorta. That is how the circulation is being maintained in this case. So interesting case. Overall, this case is tricuspid atresia, retransposition, ostium secundum ASD, and this is subpulmonary BSD. That is overall point that we can learn from this video. This is parasternal long axis view. Structure by this is left atrium, this is left ventricle, this is right ventricle, this is aorta, and this is pulmonary artery. Thank you.